Afternoon and welcome here to Prior's Flat for this game between Tynedale and Alnmouth. So there we go, shortened it already, but we've had no rain here this afternoon at Prior's Flat at Hexham, so we're alright at the moment. It's Tynedale batting first, they're 60 for 3 in the 21st, and it's Callan McCabe batting, and it's Alnmouth bowling for Alnmouth, and he's just finished that over there, which was the 21st, 60 for 3. McCabe 4 not out, and Dan Parker's there with him, 12 not out. And it was a quiet start here at Prior's Flat. The sun hasn't been out. We're surrounded really by thick cloud all around us here, and the temperature's up, and we're playing on a green pitch. It was mowed once this morning. It's been under cover for all night and part of yesterday as well, so it hasn't been able to breathe. So we've got a green pitch, and Tynedale, they started pretty well. It was Tom Cant and Sam Mannion, they got themselves going, but then it was Cant who was out first. He went for 17, that was 38 for 1, as Denton comes in and bowls to Parker, who just pushes it up there to mid-off. Mid-off, just away to our left there, and no run, so Denton gets the ball back. Sam Mannion was out after that, again caught driving. That was 42 for 2 in the 14th, and then it was Jamie Crichton was caught out in the 15th, just 1 run later. And here's Denton again now in and bowls, and Parker it is who just hits him on the hip, tries to get that one away to leg, but it just plops down, and the wicketkeeper there picks it up for Alnmouth. It's still 60 for 3 as Denton right arm over the wicket. Tall, lithe fella coming in past the umpire now and bowls, and that's full pitched and on leg stump, and Parker turns it out to Alnmouth there at mid wicket. No run, it went along the ground, that one. And the ball up there at the top end. So Denton it is, 1 wicket to his name so far this afternoon. He's going to come in from the gasworks end up there, and he'll be bowling to Parker with 1 slip and a gully, and a fine leg in place at the moment, as in he comes now and bowls on a good length, and Parker just defends that one from the crease, and the ball runs back down the pitch, and it's picked up there by Denton. No run as he walks back to his mark. Parker on strike, he's 12 not out. Innings of we'll just wait till after this ball. He has Denton again, quick run up, it's full, and Parker tries to get that one away. It's gone behind square on the leg side across to our right, where it's picked up now and thrown into the near end here, the wicketkeeper's end, and there's 1 run there as this brings Callan McCabe on to strike now, the right-hander. So we've got 2 slips in place now, a third man, a point, a deep cover, and there's an extra cover going in there as well. We've got a deep mid-on and a deep mid-off, and a mid-wicket. We've got a short extra cover actually, quite close in there, about 20 yards, 15 yards from the bat. As in comes Denton again now, and that's played outside the off stump, and it's cut behind square up to a third man towards us here, where it's picked up and thrown in. And if you can hear any clanks on the microphone there, it's probably just the kitchen is right behind us here at Prior's Flat up in the clubhouse. And that's the end of the over. So Alnmouth have taken 3 wickets of Tynedale so far. That was the end of the 22nd over. 62 for 3 Tynedale. McCabe 5 not out, and Dan Parker 13 not out. And the men out so far, Tom Cant, Sam Mannion and Jamie Crichton. So it's going to be Alnmouth to bowl again. None for 58 last week. Got 93 with the bat though, batting at number 7, so he might not be batting there today. So we're going to have 1 slip and a forward short leg close in, a mid-off, a mid-on, a deepish gully and a point. The leg spinner, he's dropped that one short, and that was a play and a miss outside the off stump there from Callan McCabe. So no run, 62 for 3. Right arm wrist spinner here, Alnmouth. Nice short run up, shirt hanging out, a wasp of dark hair, and that one kept low off a good length, and McCabe went back there and was going to attempt a cut, but the ball rose that slowly. If it rose at all off this green pitch, he had time to move the bat out the way. So no run again. In goes Alnmouth. And there's an edge and another drop. He's down. And that's the second drop we've had. Third drop in the innings for the Alnmouth fielders. Dropped at first slip there, McCabe, and he's on 5 at the moment. So a chance goes begging. Loops this one up and it's full. And McCabe takes it on the full, but he can only push it out here to mid-on, and there's no run. So it's still 62 for 3. And we're going to have Alnmouth is going to come a go around the wicket rather to McCabe now. So we're going to have the wicketkeeper up there. We had a leg slip before. So we're going to have we've got one slip, a forward short leg, we've got a deep square leg, we've got a mid-on, a mid-off, an extra cover, a deep cover way across on the tennis court side to our left. We'll have a point, and we have a deep gully. At the moment, deep gully and point are having a chat. They'll have to move because Alnmouth's in now. And bowls, and McCabe just pushes that one out towards the tennis courts where there's no run, towards extra cover there, and it's picked up and thrown round the field to our left, the offside field. And there's Sam Mannion and Jamie Crichton and Josh Renton just walk around in front of us there. And there's a big shot, and over mid-wicket out to our right to the Kingsgate Terrace side of the ground, and 4 runs to Callan McCabe. He got hold of that one, came down the pitch to it a little bit there, and he lofted it over mid-wicket across towards the popular side here at Priors Flat. So 66 for 3 at the end of the 23rd. McCabe on 9 and Dan Parker is on 13. The wickets have gone to so far Johnson and Denton. Johnson 2 and Denton 1. And the wickets fell at 38, 42 and 43. So we're going to have Parker again is going to face up to this one. And it's going to be Denton again from that top end. And we're going to have one slip and a gully. And we're going to have a fine leg, a square leg, a mid-wicket, a mid-off, a mid-on, an extra cover and a point. So in comes Denton again. Bowls to Parker, who's forward, and leaves this one alone outside the off stump. That was a well-pitched ball, just slanted across the left-handed Parker there, with his long sleeves on and his shirt hanging out. Slightly offset stance, as in comes Denton again now. Here he comes. He's up there now and bowls, and that's a nice guide behind square on the offside across towards the tennis courts, and he's going to get 4 runs for it. So it's 70 for 3 now. Parker's gone to 17, and that one just started wide and kept going wide, and Parker helped it on his way. It went between point there and gully, kept it low, went to the ground quite quickly and raced away towards the tennis courts for that boundary. So here we go. We've got a drinks break pending after the next over but one, and there's a shout for LBW with Parker playing forward there, and umpire Allen at that top end, he shakes his head at that one, and Parker just eases back towards square leg before he's about to take up the crease again. And it'll be Denton who is about to bowl. He just gets the ball there off Alnmouth, and here he comes now. Past umpire Allen, bowls full on middle and leg, and it's turned to mid-wicket there along the ground, and Alnmouth it is who fields with his black baseball cap on there, and he too with his shirt hanging out and his long sleeves on, the leg break wrist spinner. So no wicket for him so far today, but here's Denton again bowling to Parker, who's forward, and turns the ball to Alnmouth again at mid-wicket along the ground, and they come through for a quick single there, and Parker gets up to the far end. So one more to the total, 71 for 3. Parker 18 not out now. Callan McCabe 9 not out on the strike, and you'll remember that McCabe's the right-hander, so It's all changing the field. Heavy offside field here for McCabe with 2 slips. Denton in again now, and McCabe rocks back and cuts that one, and that's a good stop there in the point area. Diving to his left, the fieldsman gets down quickly to it, and they get 1 run at the last ball of that over, and it's McCabe who's on 10 at the end of that one. 72 for 3 Tynedale, and it's Parker 18 who will stay off strike. McCabe's just pinched the strike there, and there's going to be Hermantha again, and Dushan Hermantha just gives his hair a bit of a ruffle there. He's just he's a little man, but he can turn the arm over here. And what are we going to have for the right-handed McCabe, who is up at the top there? We're going to have a slip in place, and we've got a break in play here. The umpire just lifting his arm up. The sight screen's been moved down to our left. We can't actually see it down here, but they're still moving it here. Hermantha was going to bowl, but umpire Langford it is, and his son had at this end just stops him. But here we go now. Hermantha to McCabe, full, and it's driven by McCabe coming forward there, and it's out along the ground, and Hermantha steps to his left, picks it up, and quickly walks back to his mark. He gives the ball a little polish, and now he's on his way again. Up he goes, bowling to McCabe. That's well pitched, and that one turned away from the right-handed McCabe, but it missed the edge by quite a long way, and it's taken solidly behind the stumps there by the wicketkeeper. No run. If he'd started that one on middle and leg, he might just aim for that area now as he goes up and bowls again, and that one got some bounce outside the off stump. But McCabe managed to pull the bat out the way, and that's the second ball he's had like that. The first one was in contrast to one that shot along the ground almost, but he managed to get the bat out of the way to that one that bounced fairly high. But in goes Hermantha again. Again, that one turns from outside the off stump with bounce, but not a lot of pace here, coming off the pitch quite slowly, and it was taken there by the wicketkeeper. No run, 72 for 3. 72 for 3 wickets, Tynedale, as here's Hermantha now. Quicker one down the leg side this time, and quickly across, taken safely enough behind the stumps there, and no run again. McCabe on strike, 10 not out. Here he goes now. Here's Hermantha, up he goes and bowls. Better length this time, and McCabe's forward, playing safely enough out to cover point there across to our left, the tennis court side. And I think we're going to get drinks now, are we? I think there's a drinks break. Yes, the drinks are just going onto the field across to our right hand side. And at the drinks break in the first inning here, it's Tynedale who lost the toss, batting first. 72 for 3 after 25. Not out are McCabe 10 and Dan Parker 18. And it was Tom Cant and Sam Mannion who opened up for Tynedale with this green pitch and a muggy overcast day. But we've avoided rain so far here in Hexham this afternoon. But Tom Cant and Sam Mannion, they got off to a fairly good start, put on 38 for the first wicket before Cant drove a shot straight and was caught out at mid-off from the bowling of Johnson. That was 38 for 1 in the 13th. And then Jamie Crichton came in to join Sam Mannion, but those two could only put on 4 more runs before Sam Mannion, who was playing rather well as it happens. He'd got up to 25 before he was caught driving high into the offside as well, and that was Denton who took that wicket. That was when the score was at 42 in the 14th, and then Crichton was the last man to fall when the score was at 43, and he just scored the solitary single there. But I'm saying that Cant and Mannion put on a fairly good innings, but they were given chances. Mannion gave a chance in the 8th over, driving high over the offside. It was dropped up there, and then Cant was dropped behind the wicket, and the score was 27, and Cant was on 15. That was from the bowling of Denton in the 12th over, and we've had a drop at slip since then when we've been on the air here on Cricket West Tyne. On the Cricket West Tyne programme on Speaker Internet Radio, sponsored by the Royal Oak Hotel at Cornsay Colliery. So if you're travelling in County Durham today or any day throughout the cricket season, we'll have a bit of a word here for one of our sponsors. Never feel hungry again if you're travelling in County Durham this cricket season or this summer. Super Sunday dinners, sumptuous starters and punchy puddings can all be found at the Royal Oak Country Pub at Cornsay Colliery, County Durham, and wash it all down with a variety of beers, wines, spirits and as many soft drinks as you can carry glasses for. It's the perfect place for summer at this sporting pub, supporting cricket, golf, darts and more. At the bottom of the bank at 1 Commercial Street, Cornsay Colliery, it's the place to stop this summer. You can find them on Facebook or call ahead for details on 0191 373 4224. If you're travelling there by SatNav, yeah, the postcode is DH79BN. So there we go, a word with one of our sponsors. We've got the Royal Oak and Experts in Business and Canton Bristol and Dairy Products, and we've got the Tynedale Beer Festival as well is on the cards. They've got their big beer festival coming up in a couple of weeks' time down at the rugby club over at Corbridge, which you'd struggle to see today with the haze from Hexham anyway. We can usually see just one or two of the buildings down the valley to the east there, right across in front of us. So for this next over, we're going to have, by the way as well, we're broadcasting now from final egg in the clubhouse, the corner window, and we're going to watch Parker face up to this next ball of the match. So here we go now. Another leg spinner on for Alnmouth. The sea comes up and bowls, and it play outside the off stump, and Parker just lets it through there. And no run, so 72 for 3 still, Tynedale. Here's the next one now. He's up and bowls. Parker back and swats this one through the offside, the onside, and it takes a kick off the ground there, but it bounces up and rolls straight to Hamantha out there at deep mid-on up at the far end. We've got a very straight deep mid-off as well. Here's the next one now, and Parker just pushes this to mid-wicket along the ground, and there's no run, all defensive there from Parker. Now here's Parker again, faces up. Nobody close in bar the wicketkeeper now. And that one comes back into him, and he just manages to open the face and guide it out there to deepish gully as Parker, the left-hander. Well, he's back to us at the moment. He's slightly offset stance as he sets up again now to face the next ball. Back he goes, and he drives this one up towards the tennis courts to our left, where it's fielded there by Johnson, who throws in. So a single added to the total there, 73 now for 3. Parker's gone to 19. And we're having a change in the field because McCabe, the right-hander, has just come on to strike. So here we go, we've got a deep mid-wicket now and a deep cover. We've no third man in down in front of us here. But here's McCabe, 10 not out. Here he's looking now. That one's well pitched, and it bounces a little bit too and rolls in. But McCabe plays that one down defensively, and there's no run at the end of the 26th. 73 for 3 Tynedale, and it's Parker not out 19 and McCabe 10. The men out so far: Tom Cant for 17. Sam Mannion 25 and Jamie Crichton for a single. The wickets have gone to Denton, who's taken 1, and Johnson, who's taken 2. So it's all changed round at the end of the over here. 27th coming up, maximum of 50, and if this weather carries on, we're going to get them all in as well. We seem to be missing the rain here at Hexham. No sign of it yet. But Hamantha it is to Parker with one slip, a leg slip and a forward short leg. And there's a shout for LBW, and umpire Langford waves that one away and walks away towards the mid-off position there. all the slips and short leg and the bowler went up there. Now umpire Alan at the top end, he's decided to change sides. Now I think that's because it's a silly forward short leg there. He's on the crease line, so it's so you can see the crease in case of a stumping, and that's down the leg side. And and short leg took evasive action there because that one was short and it sat up, and Parker went for the big swipe out towards the tennis courts, but he missed it. And I don't blame the fieldsman there for diving to the ground. But here's Alnmouth again. Alnmouth in he goes, loops this one up. Parker hits it on the full out to the leg side towards mid-on, but Alnmouth has a cross. Down he goes and picks it up. Quickly back to his mark with one slip, a leg slip and a forward short leg. In he goes, loops this one onto the stumps, and it's full, and Parker just leans forward there and pushes it out along the ground, and it goes to extra cover and it's picked up. No run. So Alnmouth again now bowling to Parker. Parker, that strikes him on the pad. It was full on the leg stump. He tried to play out through square leg, but he didn't get anything on it. Hit his pad, front leg there, and the ball just trickles out and it's picked up. Alnmouth again now, flatter this time, and there's a big shout and everybody up again, but he's not going to get it. Umpire Langford shakes the head, and that's the end of the over. 73 for 3 still Tynedale. Parker not out 19 and McCabe 10. And I wonder, just looking around here, the sky seems to have brightened a little bit. We had a few grey clouds out over the town centre up towards the Abbey, which we can see. Up there we can just see the clock tower of Hexham Abbey over in the town centre above the houses here at Kingsgate Terrace. But they seem to have dissipated. I don't know where they've gone because there's hardly any breeze. But here's Straker about to bowl for Alnmouth to McCabe. So we're going to have no slips. We've got short, it's more or less a deep leg slip. Well inside the circle there, we've got a backward point, we've got a deep cover, an extra cover, a mid-off, a straight mid-on, a deep mid-wicket, and a close mid-wicket as McCabe's forward, all defensive there, and pushes the ball back up towards Straker, who picks it up off the floor, and there's no run. So here's McCabe again, right-handed bat, 10 not out, he's been on 10 a while, Straker to McCabe. Full, and that struck him on the pad, but that looked like it was itching down the leg side, and he might have got an inside edge under that as well, trying to play away across towards the tennis courts. Half a shout there from Straker. Now here he comes again. Slow bowler, right arm over, spinner, tries to twist that one, and that's pushed up towards mid-on, and that's good running there from McCabe up towards the danger end, and he'll get one. It's picked up, and McCabe's gone to 11, 74 for 3. And we've got a change in the field here because the left-handed Parker's come on to bat. He's on strike now, and the umpire's coming together here just to have a look, talk about something. So we've got another break in play. Now umpire Allen's having a look. We've got too many outside the ring, have we? Well, no ball called, and I think that's because there was too many fielders either to the leg side, or there was one outside the ring. Actually no, I've got the reason now. The bowler, that's the first instance of this new law in the league I've seen. The bowler there, Straker, knocked the bail off the stumps as he was in his bowling action. So no ball has been called for that ball. So one more to the total, 75 for 3. And there's the next one, and Parker plays defensively out to point there. So there we go. I think that was umpire Allen at the far end replaced the bail as well. He didn't spot that straight away, so the umpires met up and signalled no ball. But here's Straker again now, bowls to Parker, who goes to cut and edges it fine out towards the side screen across to our left. down at our end. They've run 2 so far, and they're not going to come back for a third. So there we go, 77 for 3, and Parker it is who has moved on to 21 with that shot, and McCabe up at the far end. He's on 11 not out. But here's Straker again now, right arm over the wicket coming towards us. Parker taps it back, and that's a nice dive and stop from Straker there, and almost a caught and bowled, but it just bounced about a yard in front of him. So no chance of getting Parker out there, but a good stop nonetheless. And here's Straker again now. It's Parker who plays away up to deep mid-on. Alnmouth there fields, and he scuttles up towards the top end, and good running again there from Parker. He's gone to 22 at the end of the over, 78 for 3, and it is all change again. 78 for 3 Tynedale, Parker 22, and McCabe is 11 not out. So there we go, no ball signalled there, and for the bowler knocking the bail off with his leg, and he did get really close with his front leg, comes right across in front of the stumps, and that was Straker. So his over's done now, but it's going to be Parker on strike, the left-hander. This will be the 29th over coming up. Tynedale 78 for 3, and 1 or 2 more spectators have got in to the ground across to our right. The new deck in here at Priors Flat just going up. It's half put up at the minute, so there's nobody sitting up there just to the right of the clubhouse today. All the seats brought down into onto the boundary side, onto the boundary line, across to our right in front of the main gates there at the right hand side of the ground from where we're broadcasting. But here's Parker to face up to the next one. Drives a full ball, and he's going to get 1 to this near end, to mid off, and yes, he comes through, scuttles through there, and he's got his shirt tucked in now as he ran that run. So he's gone to 23. The score goes to 79 for 3 for Tynedale. Just trying to see, there's 1 or 2 tennis players across there today as well. And here we go. Maxted it is to bowl to McCabe this time. Tall fella, beard on, a good growth there in his face. Trundles up short, and there's a catch chance. Was it an inside, and the wicketkeeper's missed it, and it's going up towards the 3rd man boundary, and it's going to be 4, and that bounced off not short of a good length, not that short of a good length, and another chance goes begging for Alnmouth. And it's McCabe this time who's been let off, and the ball's back with Maxted again now. Thank you to our scorer Chris, who's just updated us there with the bowler's name. Short again, and that's turned up towards the fine leg boundary this time, and it's stopped up there and thrown in to the far end, and McCabe has another run there, and he's gone to 16 with that last shot. 84 for 3 now Tynedale in the 29th over here. Here's Maxted bowling to Parker. No slips, but we've got quite a close in gully there. 3rd man and a fine leg. That's full, and that may be called no ball, is it? It looked high outside the off stump, but it's not. And Parker missed out on a chance there. He drove it straight into the covers where it was picked up. But here we go again. Here's Maxted bowling to Parker. Parker swings, and that's in the air, but it's past the extra cover, the right hand, and it's whizzed up towards the bank side there at the Kingsgate Terrace side of the ground for 4 runs. And that was in the air for quite a while there, just to the square side of extra cover, but he's got away with it, and he's got 4 runs. It was hit quite hard as well, so the pace carried it as Parker now looks to face up to Maxted again. Short outside the leg stump this time, and Parker shapes to swing away, but misses it, and it goes through to the wicketkeeper. So it's 88 for 3 Tynedale at the end of that over. 7 to Parker and 16 to McCabe. And the second team today at Tynedale, they're down at Benwell at the moment. I haven't had any updates from them at the moment, but they're facing Benwell in Division 5 South, hoping to keep up the good form. But the other games in Division 1, which is what this game we're watching at the moment is taking place in, is Lanchester host Percy Main, and Newcastle City at home after losing last week to Tynedale to Linz. Wrighton versus Stocksfield. Stocksfield having to travel away today. Straker about to bowl again here for Alnmouth. Here he comes bowling to McCabe. Well pitched, slightly full, and it's hiked over mid-on, and it's running up towards the boundary, and umpire Allen signals 4 runs up to the scorers, who are seated just to our left here. So the score goes to 92 for 3. McCabe has gone to 20 with that shot. And Wrighton versus Stocksfield, and the game of the week maybe this week, apart from the Tynedale game here, of course, Shotley Bridge versus Concert down at the Spa grounds, as Straker's in again, bowls Midland leg that time, and it's just turned out towards the deep mid-wicket boundary, where Johnson runs in and collects and throws in to the wicketkeeper, and McCabe gets himself 1 run. 93 for 3 now, Tynedale. McCabe's gone to 21. Parker under strike, the left-hander, with 2 deep, square of the wicket on the leg side and 1 on the off. And Parker just defensively, oh, that's good running out there, nice little shot, and just dropped his hands on that one and dropped the ball down into short extra cover, and it was less time for the batsman to run through than the fielder to get to the ball there. So another one added. It's 94 for 3. Straker loops one up full, hit on the full out towards the tennis courts at mid-wicket. They run 1. That's all they're going to get. It's thrown in now, and there's 95 comes up on the scoreboard there for Tynedale. So Parker under strike again. Swalwell versus Ashington, the other game, another game between 2 of the top sides there, and this one Tynedale versus Alnmouth. It's Tynedale batting, and it's Parker who's batting for Tynedale, and he just keeps the next full ball from Straker out and pushes it up towards extra cover again, where it's picked up off the ground and there's no run. Parker 22 not out. Straker again, and then that's dropped short, and there's 6 runs over mid-wicket across to our right, and the ball hurtles away down Prior's Terrace there over the safety netting, and it went between the angle of the roof, and there's a flat porch on the flat extension on that house, and there's a little gap that's lower, the roof's lower there than all the rest, and that's where the ball went through, and it'll be in somebody's backyard over across to the right hand side there. So 6 runs at the end of that over, and that's the 100 up for Tynedale. Parker's gone to 34 with that shot. Innings of 33 not out so far this season, and 6, 49, 22 and 2, so he will be sweet for him if he could get his 50 today. So we'll not jinx it, but it's going to be McCabe and Maxted to face each other again here. 101 for 3, Tynedale. McCabe back into his crease and turns that one out towards the house end at Spittal Terrace this time. Spittal Terrace the closest to us there, and Prior Terrace the row of houses beyond that, and the street in between there as well. But there was 1 run there, 102 for 3. McCabe's gone to 23. Now Parker faces up to Maxted. Short outside the off, and Parker just plays a little waft at that one. He didn't move his feet any, tried to guide that up towards third man, but he played and missed outside the off stump, and it's through to the wicketkeeper. Went through about chest height past Parker there, so there's life in this green pitch yet. As in goes Maxted again. Parker just, there's a nice guided shot, but it's straight along the ground into gully, and it's picked up, no run there to Tynedale or to Parker. The ball comes round the offside field here. Maxted picks up a little catch again, and he's about just turns now. Trundles up past umpire Langford and bowls to Parker, who guides it forward. Oh, that is brilliant placement there, about 2 yards in front of gully, wide gully there, and he's split the field, third man and deep point. That's Alnmouth out there, and it raced up to the boundary again. Just hit the house end, the bricks on the house end of Spittal Terrace there for 4 runs. But here's Maxted again, 106 for 3, Tynedale. As in goes Maxted, short, and there's a one off the face, guides it nicely through the slips and up to the boundary, and the diving effort there of third man. I think it's Straker up there. He can't quite get to that one, and another 4 runs on the board for Tynedale, 110 for 3. And good afternoon here on the Cricket West Tyne programme. If you've just joined us at 3 o'clock in our first broadcast this afternoon, we're just in an over here, and we're watching Ben Maxted go into bowl to Dan Parker. Tynedale batting, and that one's pitched on leg stump, quite on a good length, but it got up, and no more good running there from Parker. He just got on top of that one and played it down into the turf, and the ball held up just enough for the batsman to have time to get a run there at the end of the over. So 111 for 3, Tynedale, after 31 overs gone. And Parker is not out 43, and McCabe is 23 not out. The men out so far are Tom Cant, Sam Mannion for 25, and Jamie Crichton. And the wickets have fallen at 38, 42 and 43, and they fell in the 13th, 14th and 15th over, with 2 wickets going to Johnson and 1 wicket going to Denton. And we've got Straker to bowl again now for Alnmouth, and Parker just pushes this one up the offside, quite straight there, just to the left of the stumps, up to long off, and he goes through for a single. McCabe on to strike now, the right-hander. We've got 2 a deep square leg and a deep mid-wicket over by the practice nets there. We've got long off, long on, and a deep cover. So the maximum out now, and there's one whipped away up towards the deep square leg of the tennis court side by McCabe, taken on the full there, and they go up for 1 run. So 1 more to the total, 113 for 3 now, Tynedale. McCabe goes to 24, brings Parker on to strike, 44 not out. And here's Parker, who goes forward there, and that was a little scuttler. Ooh, that was close. He played a mist, and the wicketkeeper did well to get down to that one and take it cleanly. It kept low outside the off stump. But here's Straker again, coming towards us, right arm over the wicket. Dropped short this time, and there's another edge, a nice flick away, very fine, running up towards the third man boundary to our right. They've run 2, McCabe turns fast at the other end and sprints up to our end here for the third, and that takes the score to 116, and Parker moves to 3, to within 3 of 50. His first 50 for his club, his new club, first season back for a while for Dan Parker. Here's Straker now bowling to McCabe, who goes forward and drives a full ball there, but not hard, and the ball rolls up the pitch and is picked up by Straker, the bowler, and there's no run. So 5 out here for Straker. McCabe goes forward again, not quite so full this time. Another no ball, because he's knocked the bails off the stumps again. So that's the second time Straker's knocked the bails off the stumps while he's been in his bowling action. So no ball signalled by umpire Allen at that top end. So Straker comes in again and bowls, and that one is drifts in there to McCabe, and he just manages to get a bit of bat and pad on that, and the ball trickles out along the ground there towards square leg, where it's picked up, and there was no run. But that's the end of the 32nd over of Tynedale's innings here. They lost the toss and were sent in to bat by Alnmouth and Lesbury, and after a good start they had a wobble. The teen overs, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, when these 2 would come in after 3 quick wickets had fallen. They've steadied the ship for Tynedale. These 2 came together when the score was 43. The score now is 117 for 3. And while I leave you for this last time of the first commentary here on the Cricket West Tyne programme, another 4's just been added by Dan Parker, a nice pull shot. And there's his first 50 for Tynedale. And you may hear the applause outside, but Parker's reached his 50s, now 51 not out, and it's 121 for 3 Tynedale. So our next broadcast here on the Cricket West Tyne programme will be at 4 o'clock, and I'll leave you until that time with Tynedale at 121 for 3 in the 33rd over of a maximum of 50. We started on time here at Hexham, no rain yet, with Parker on 51 and McCabe on 24. So until 4 o'clock, I'll speak to you again then.